Hi guys, welcome to Easy Maths Lessons. Today we are going to look at division and divisibility tests within division, and we are going to look at all of the divisibility tests between 2 and 10. The first question we need to ask is, what on earth is divisibility? And what does it mean? So divisibility is when one number is divided by another and the answer, very importantly, is a whole number. So if you've got a decimal, then unfortunately there is no divisibility. So the answer must be a whole number. Now we're going to check first if a number is divisible by 2, 5 or 10. And to check for 2, if a number is divisible by 2, is fairly easy. If the last digit is an even number, in other words, it is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, then the number is divisible by 2. In other words, you can half it. So if I look at a number, for example, 25, if I write down 25, 25 ends in an odd number and therefore is not divisible by 2. But if I look at 24 and I look at 4, then 24 is divisible by 2 because 4 is whole, well, and even. Okay, so next, a number is divisible by 5 if it ends in 0 or 5. So for example, 50 would be divisible by 5 because it ends in a 0, and also 75 will be divisible by 5 because it ends in a 5. A number is divisible by 10 if the last digit is a 0, and therefore anything in the 10 times tables will be divisible by 10. This will include 10, 20, 30, 40, and so forth. It's really important to check for divisibility before you start dividing, because it can save you a lot of hassle. Now let's look at 3 and 9. They're slightly more difficult because you have to apply a bit of a calculation, but let's have a look. So a number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits are in the 3 times tables. Sum, the word sum, means to add. And therefore, if I add all of the digits in the number, and it is in the 3 times tables, the entire number will be divisible by 3. So let's take, for example, 492. If I say 4 plus 9 plus 2, that gives me 15. And 15 is divisible by 3 because it's in the 3 times tables. And therefore, 492 is definitely in the 3 times tables because 3 times 5 is 15. If I look at divisibility by 9, a number is divisible by 9 if the sum of the digits are in the 9 times tables. So basically, it's exactly the 3 times divisibility by 3, but just this time if it's in the 9 times tables. So here goes. 6 add 1 add 2. Now 6 add 1 add 2 is 9, and therefore 612 would be in the 9 times tables because the sum of its digits are in the 9 times tables. I'm now going to check if a number is divisible by 4 or 6. Again, I need to know my 4 times tables really well. The reason for it is because I need to know if the last 2 digits are in the 4 times tables. So if the last two digits are in the 4 times tables, then the entire number will be in the 4 times table, or be divisible by 4. So if I take 520, if I just look at 20, then 20 is actually 4 times 5. So that means 20 is in the 4 times tables. And therefore the entire number of 520 will definitely be in the 4 times tables. If I look at the divisibility for 6, a number is divisible by 6 if you can apply both the divisibility tests for 2 and 3. In other words, if I look at the number 324, can I half it? Yes, I can, because my 4 is an even number. And can it be divided by 3? Well, let's have a look. So 3 plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 9. And 9 is in the 3 times tables, and therefore 324 is also in the 6 times tables, because it ends in an even number and it has the sum of its digits is in the 3 times tables. Next, we're going to check if a number is divisible by 8. Now, a number is divisible by 8 if the last 3 digits are in the 8 times tables. So here you need to be very good at dividing by 8. If I look at the number 520,816, I'm going to take the last 3 digits, so the last 3 digits, which is 816. If I take 816 and I divide it by 8, I get 102. And because it's a whole number, it means that the entire number of 520,816 is divisible by 8. The last one we are going to look at today is to check the divisibility for 7. Now, this one is slightly difficult. However, it is still possible. A number is divisible by 7 if you follow the next process. So you take the last digit and double it. Then you subtract it from a number made up by the other digits. And then the result must be divisible by 7. This sounds like a mouthful, so let's go and have a look at this with an example. You can repeat this process as many times as you need until you find something that resembles something that looks in 7 times tables. I'm going to take the number 371. Now, if I follow my steps, then it says double the last digit. And so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the 1 and I'm going to times it by 2. I then need to subtract it from a number made by the other digits. And that means 37, because that's what's left over. So 37, take away, because that means subtract, 2 times 1, so double the last digit. And 37 take off 2, because 2 times 1 is 2, is 35. Now let's go and find out if 35 is in the 7 times tables. Now 7 goes into 35 5 times, so therefore the number 371 is definitely in the 7 times tables. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and give us a comment, then especially if you've got some other ideas of what you would like to see. All right, bye-bye.